This series will be dedicated to everybody that was on the EdgeEncoded server. The EdgeEncoded server was originally an SMP organized by Arvicode and a lead. It touched the heart of many of its members, including myself. Each episode of this short series will be dedicated to one of these members. The first episode will be dedicated to myself. This episode will include a tour of the original SMP world, as well as a few other things that I know the location of. This world right here is the EdgeEncoded world. When I log on, it will put me and with all of my items that were on it when the server was closed, right in the exact spot that I left off. This is exactly the pose I was in when I ended off on the EdgeEncoded server. Already, the recording is lagging terribly. Here we are on the EdgeEncoded world. You should immediately notice that I am back on the texture pack that I had when I originally played on this server. This is to make things easier for me to recognize. Hello everybody, I am Zenger, and welcome to the very first episode of EdgeEncoded. Hello everybody, I am Zenger, and this is the first episode of my EdgeEncoded short series. This is where I started my first episode. As you can see, changes were made since the episode, and nothing was here. That giant cactus wasn't here. These buildings weren't here. Those trees weren't there, you know. So we spawned here, and I believe they teleported us somewhere onto that mountain. God. I'm all the way down here, and I'm gonna MLG. No, I'm not. Okay. There's no, please. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Now! Anyway, I'm going to come down and come along the beautiful path here. But I started by failing the MLG. Of course, this time I failed it a little bit worse. And then I came down here, lagged, and showed the path. The first thing you'll notice, well, the first thing you should notice, is this, the KFC. First thing you should notice, or the first thing you should notice, is this right here. The KFC, or the ACC, originally created by Arvicode. As you can see, eat more chicken. This is a cow. This is a lot of chicken. It will probably support me for the remainder of this series, so I shouldn't need to be bothered by it. It's still broken, but I'm just gonna take everything. They never got around to fixing it by the time the series had ended. I didn't explain much more throughout this than that. Some buildings have been created since the first episode, and I never really spent a dreadful amount of time in the spawn area because of the lag associated with it. This was the snow golem that had been there since about the beginning of the series. I don't think I ever really visited it much. I did visit this. This was Beyond's gift company. Beyond's gift company. Yeah, basically well, he had an anvil here, and you could come up with any gift, put a name on it, put it in the chest, and it would randomly go to someone, such as if I do that. If it is not named, then it will go to some random player, and if it is named, then it will go to a specific player. It's a really cool idea. I like what he did. At the time, I was on wireless communications, and I often timed out of the server because of terrible internet connection. And I believe in my original world tour, while I was touring this, I timed out many times, and I decided not to upload the footage for it because it took so long. He also surrounded house in these cobblestone walls, which made it very difficult to enter his base, and we were planning on tearing them down, but unfortunately, the worst happened. This is where I was going to start off my fifth episode. If you recall in the channel trailer, EdgeEncoded is attacking the EdgeEncoded was attacking me. Okay, I think we're good. Today was the last day I enjoyed the luxuries of being on the EdgeEncoded server. Little did I know that when I logged off, I would never log back on again. The day I logged off, I was also grounded from the internet for a month in full. Eventually, I will have to make an episode dedicated to Celity, in which I will properly go through her base and show her everything that she had to lose. This was the sheep farm in which I helped EdgeEncoded construct the resources to make the American flag banners. This happened before I was capable of recording, so I never actually got to make this an episode. It took us so very, very long to make all these sheep bred and to make them have babies. It kept the statistics from the server for me. So as you can see, I quit the game 244 different times. You can see all these other statistics throughout my time on the server, and I actually never rode a pig. That's kind of surprising for me. I've jumped 107,439 times. I've dropped 652 items, dealt 1,291 damage, died 62 times, killed 5,927 mobs, killed 69 people, talked to villagers 11 times, filled a cauldron once, never taken water from a cauldron, I've had 500 interactions with a crafting table. As you can see with items, the list is quite long. I had interactions with just about everything in Minecraft. Mob-wise, you can see the number of times of mobs have killed me. Most of these times are because when I joined the server originally, I would lag out for a good minute or two, and my farm was actually located up here. At the time I had low render distance and I didn't really think anybody could find it, but now I can see that you could just stand at my base and see my tree farm all the way back here. I had a sign somewhere, there it is, asking people not to use it, basically saying it's my private farm. Man, this bow is awesome. Power 5, Flame 1, and Breaking 3, Infinity 1. That is insane. Okay. Ah, yes, the mega spruce trees. That were my favorite kind of tree to break. I could climb up like a little staircase. I remember doing this. This was a lot of fun for me. If the server could have lasted, I'm pretty sure I would have continued out through Zenger's Lovely Lumber, and I plan to do this through many other SMPs, though none of them have truly succeeded in becoming a successful, long-lasting SMP. I'm bad at life. That was another big advantage in being there. I could kill a lot of mobs and get a lot of experience points to go enchant items. Other shops I will explore in later episodes dedicated to those people. Most of these houses belong to Mr. Lagalot, who is still a friend of mine, as he was on the Insurgent SMP, and is in other SMPs I am now a part of. The only other location I spent a large amount of time on, and in, was the Nether. The Nether was probably one of my least favorite places to be. May cause much lag? Oh wow. I didn't realize somebody blocked off this lava. I might have done that actually. I don't know. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? I did at one point mention that, which was the first season of our UHC, that I teamed with EdgeEncoded in, and we won. The series, or the UHC games, were never actually uploaded, so unfortunately that never happened. It was an excellent game, in my opinion. We each ended off with 3 kills, and and everybody met their fate and death and destruction to us. Soon after the UHC, we decided to make a monument to every game that we would therefore have. We expected to have many more, and this we called the UHC Shrine. Me and EdgeEncoded spent a good amount of time digging out all of this with efficiency 10 pickaxes and the like, since the server did allow those. You will notice these American flag banners, which were a major role in something we called the American and Danish War. There was a Denmark and American War, and many of our members were from either the Netherlands or the USA. And the Danish members put flags many Danish members put flags of their many kind of complicated. Can't really get into it. I never visited much into these buildings. I believe this was home to Dub and her sister, or her friend. But I did spend a lot of time in this location. And this location was the skeleton grinder. I spent many hours organizing all of this, and many more hours chopping away that. So I was AFK, and I completely forgot. And now these frames, oh my. And then taking the bones that we had spent so long to acquire. This setup is all of my resources that I put into collection, and I put it down here because I spent most of my time down here. Sub, comment, like, all that good stuff now. Do it now. Do it now. Go do it. I'm not doing anything but climbing a ladder. Now's the perfect time. Do it. Scroll down and like it. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already. Okay, that's enough of that. So, let's head up to the surface, shall we? Anyway, that does conclude the tour of the EdgeEncoded server for the episode dedicated to myself. Thank you for watching myself and any other EdgeEncoded member that did watch my videos. I hope you appreciated this tour, and I hope you look forward to your own episode dedicated to yourself. See ya.